Making fan films for a series like Star Trek is hard because it's always a challenge to get a crew of people into space and tell a thought provoking story on a budget. The original series, for all the shot reuse, soundstage planets, and styrofoam rocks, was still one of the most expensive shows of its time. Costs are why we get that same Klingon bird of prey blowing up over and over. And even as CG took over physical models and the AR wall replaced physical sound stages in the Kurtzman era, the cost to put people in space, in fiction, just like reality, has kept pace. So when it comes to fan films, we tend to cut them a bit more slack. Because sometimes fan films can do better than Studio Trek in putting ships on screen that are believable, or delivering a decent story.
Then you shall have no treaty.
No, we're not doing that, we're not doing that, cut! So, I'd like to clarify that in our episode from a couple weeks back, we were really harsh on Tim Russ and his movie of Gods and Men. Deserved. While it failed to impress on a story level, it was at least a We're reviewing Renegades this week! Could we review Star Trek and bullshit in Section 31 instead? No! Fuck! This is Treknicity. Welcome to Treknicity, a Star Trek podcast where we explore the Star Trek multiverse one mission at a time. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and joining me for this is the rest of the masochists, Lars DeSenza, Cat Drake, James Mottershead.
Yep. I am a flagellist.
I'm so pumped for Renegades.
Renegades.
We haven't gotten that joke out yet. Stop it. Stop it. In this episode, we're reviewing Star Trek Renegades, which I'm hoping Tim Russ made on a bet, because if not, well, at least Nichelle made it out of the Russ hole. It's like a black hole for talent.
We do love you, Tim. Seriously.
Yeah.
They do. I don't.
Hey.
You love Tim.
Love him.
Love Tim.
I love Tim Russ.
Love him.
I really love Tim Russ as an actor.
Yeah, I love him as an actor. As a director, no. Stay in front of the camera, not behind it. Thank you.
He's a fabulous actor.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes.
So, I guess we're jumping into it.
Yes.
First, let's talk about the masochistic cast. Walter Koenig returns as Chekhov because he can't play Bester anymore. Gary Graham is back as Ragnar, despite dying in the last movie. Tim Russ returns as Tuvok, despite dying in the last movie, and he also plays another role of Commander Kuvok. But yes, he returns as Tuvok, despite dying in the last movie, and also in the reviews of the last movie and this movie.
Before James jumps in there with his part of the review or summary, I just want to thank Kat and congratulate you on one of the best William Shatner impressions I've ever seen in my life.
Yay!
What do you mean?
Tim Russ returns as Tuvok, despite dying in the last movie and in the reviews.
I was trying to hold in a cough the entire time, so I was like,
oh, okay, you know what James, I'm sorry to interrupt you, my friend.
It's all right. So, other notable poor bastards that got dragged into this include Robert Picardo as Dr. Lewis Zimmerman, Corin Parker Lewis Can't Lose Nemec, Edward Furlong, Sean Young, Manu Inti Raimi reprising his role as Ichib, unfortunately, Richard Hurd as Admiral Paris, also from Voy, the late great Grant Imhamara and Ryan T. Husk, who has also been in good fan films like Horizon, which we reviewed last week, which is not this one, because this is this week. Renegades.
I can't say what I want to say because we'll get demonetized.
That's probably a good thing. So, when Discount Jim Hadar murder aliens start disappearing dilithium-laden planets and Starfleet does nothing, Chekhov and Tuvok spring into action with their not as bad as the Paramount failure version of Section 31, recruiting a ragtag group of pirates, killers, and another descendant of Khan, and that one ex-Borg from Voyager who just stole crap from Starfleet and blew up a Klingon battlecruiser because they're renegades.
Their mission to go kill the head murder alien goes horribly, horribly wrong as expected, and they have to race to, say it with me, everybody, save the world from
Destruction!
Again!
That was much better this time.
Yeah.
We need to add subtitles for that bit.
Yeah, probably. Part of the crew fights their way across the murdered alien planet to find the alien portal device. The rest of the crew races back to Earth with Starfleet on their heels because they're renegades.
They get to Earth just in time to see it enter the suck zone, and the sun goes bye-bye. Then they race to find the device while the late, great Grant Imahara stabs
Grant
Admiral
Imahara.
Paris. Yeah, it's
Grant
all right.
Imahara.
I'll run over it. Stabs Admiral Paris because he's either the bad guy or controlled by the bad guy. Either way, they technobabble and transport their way to saving Earth and murdering the entire murder alien planet. Everyone is saved, but the renegades are still all wanted and junk. So I guess they're working for Tuvok now as something better than Section 31. Renegades.
The movie was supposed to continue as a web series, but that got ruined when a certain festering, fun-filtering fan film f***ing fungus forced Paramount to make fan films utterly untenable. The sequel dropped all the Trek references to continue. But hey, at least we got Roadhouse. Sorry, wrong bit. Renegades.
Oh, come on, that bit was fun.
That was
It's
good.
terrible and completely mocking.
Oh, cat. You are my spirit animal today.
Now, before we completely tear into this movie, we gotta start with the absolute good. Production quality for the space sequences, a whole lot better. The story, better than of Gods and Men.
Yeah.
It's well shot, and I'm not gonna say that the acting is terrible, because it's better
just
than of Gods
terrible.
and Men.
It's better than last week's episode. It's better than last week's movie.
No,
That's for sure.
Oh no, it's not.
No,
It's so
last
not.
week's movie was Horizon, which was good. You're talking about the week before that, which was Of Gods and Men, which was terrible.
That's no. I mean, there were some bits, like majority of Horizon, great, but there were some bits where it was like,
Meh.
But yeah, we had to endure this film, to be fair.
You know,
yeah.
For me, Renegades was like, it was such a massive disappointment when it came out. Because if anybody watches the teaser, there's a bit from the very first scene of the movie where Adrian Wilkinson's character she's basically in a cell. She's in a prison cell, and like they do this whole thing. There's like a choral music. There is her writing on the wall. She's writing the poem Invictus, and she says the line twice. No matter how straight the gate, no matter how charged the punishment, the scrolls, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. That made the hairs on my arm stand up. It was so
Good line.
powerful. I was like, oh my God, if this is a sample of what this movie is going to be, it is going to blow Prelude to Axanar out of the freaking water, at least for drama's sake. And then
You know what?
I was like, oh, for
But you know what, Lars?
Tim Russ directed it.
still.
If they'd have left it at that scene, it would have been all right.
It was a case of the best parts of the movie were in the trailer.
Yeah,
It was the John Williams video for Duel of the Fates version of Star Wars Episode 1, because then we had to watch the rest of the movie. Anyway.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. You know,
one thing that stood out to me, at least, why were the holograms getting so freaky?
I mean, hollow humping?
The photonic freaks?
Yeah, they're photonic freaks.
or some
Okay.
now that we've checked
Patrick.
off literally everything on the script.
I know.
that sec-
we haven't, unfortunately.
We still have more
We
things
really
to talk
haven't
about.
done that.
You know, I did an interview with Vic Mignogna right before this movie came out, and I was because I was interviewing him for his I believe for his series Star Trek Continues, which quite frankly was chef's kiss for a fan production. I
was checking out.
I remember asking him, tell me about your time on Renegades, because I know that he plays a Cardassian, and he flat out, straight up, nope, not talking about it. Not that should have been my first warning right there. First red flag. But no, and even to this day, I still don't know why he wouldn't talk about it. I mean,
You watched the movie.
But still, sometimes, even if you do something you don't like, you'll be like, it was a job, it was a paycheck, it was something, it was this, that. And I wasn't even asking, I didn't even ask, hey, give us some spoilers for this movie. It was like, hey, why don't you tell us about your role on Star Trek Renegades? He just shut that down right there. Done.
He was just like, no, cut the cameras.
Nope. If that's what we're talking about, I'm done. No, but I was like, wow, okay. So I pivoted and then went down another road and whatnot. But still, that should have been my first red flag.
I mean, Lars, you're kind of colorblind when it comes to red flags.
What are you talking about, Kat?
Lars, you are colorblind when it comes to red flags.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your marriages.
Hey!
That plus the fact that you're letting me on this podcast.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I
That's the point.
James, so.
Well,
True, James is a bigger walking red flag than me.
Hey, we're supposed to attack the film, not each other.
Oh, wait, yeah. Tim Russ, you're on my hit list.
No. We want him to keep.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
No, we love Tim Russ as an actor.
Yes.
Actor Tim Russ, fine. Director Tim Russ.
I mean, I honestly, I'd love to actually ask him, have you directed anything good yet?
Also, what drugs are you taking as you direct this? And can you share, please?
So can we see the receipts that you're signing these contracts on the back of?
But seriously, I think we should actually recreate the scene out of Spaceballs and just go, have you directed anything yet? He just goes, hey, directed shit.
He'll either do I ain't directed shit, or he'll pull up his laptop and just be like, computer says no.
No, you need David Walliams in full drag to do that line. I'm sorry.
Computer says no.
So what you commented on the uniforms? I'm assuming specifically the specifically the ones for the crew of the Archer.
No, it was the entire cast in terms of Starfleet crew and,
Yeah.
the travesty of the uniforms. It was like it was literally just taken out of the Blake 7 costume department.
Fair enough.
It-
I
it-
kind of
they
missed.
weren't great.
I kind of missed the Horizon collars.
But
Yeah.
it did. The costumes just looked like they were all about 3 sizes too large for everybody. It was all drooping off everyone. I liked the one thing I liked about it was the com badges. I quite like their take on the com badge. I will give them
Those-
that. And
Those
only
com badges
that.
look good.
The com badges were great, but the uniforms just didn't quite. It just didn't quite sit well with it. Didn't.
No.
Well, it didn't
They
fit.
didn't
right.
look right, and the academy uniforms as well. Those looked a bit.
Yeah. Although Chekhov's granddaughter seemed pretty handy.
No, it's too early for that joke, Patrick. It's too early. But one thing I did notice, like everyone else on the Renegades team is like wearing like standard, outlaw stuff.
Apart from librarian Karen.
because they're
And then the doctor,
Renegades.
the doctor is just wearing what can only be described as hot librarian couture, glasses and all.
It was a great nod to Search for Spock though, if you noticed it, because she's obviously allergic to red knocks.
You mean Retnax?
Red
Spock.
that
Just like you and I.
that they used to justify Kirk having glasses.
I get it. Yep.
Yeah.
Still, it is a. There were, that's the one thing I do enjoy about these fan films is that they have the benefit of having all of these productions come before them, and in some cases they do a really good job of the hat tip to those different movies, series, whatever. And this was this one, did its fair share.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to talk about this. I'm just going to say the term once because Lars is going to bleep it. Gangs. That needed to die with Tasha Yar. We didn't need to give the descendant of Khan that inner backstory. Seriously.
It's almost like we need to agree to some kind of, dare I say, code of honor with regards to that.
Damn you!
Then you shall have no treaty, no vaccine, and no Lieutenant Yar!
Yeah.
Sorry, I pulled it.
Also,
I didn't do it this time, chat. I didn't do it.
The whole thing dying with Tasha too soon.
Oh, you bastard! You absolute bastard!
The thing is,
oh, that was fun.
the thing is though that you're right. It's a trope. It's a trope that's not needed because it doesn't have the impact anymore.
No.
When you talk in 1987, when they had the character of Tasha Yar written up and they put that as part of her backstory
every week.
Yeah, but that was, that
every week.
It was.
Hey,
it was
a
strong. It was a strong point of focus for that character. It doesn't. But the thing was, it was meant to be shocking, like to get your attention. Like, oh no, she came from this really dangerous place, with these horrible people. And it's like now
it's like modern America.
Yeah, it's like shit. It would be the same thing now if they said, "Man, you should have seen it. I grew up in Detroit."
Whoa!
No, I'm so sorry. Please come here.
I grew up in Milton Keynes. But no, that
Island, but oh well. Let's continue.
Those gangs. At that point, it's like they kind of mention it too often in this film because, like, they mention it in a backstory, then they mention it in the jail. Like when Tuvok comes to get her from the jail, she's like,
still better than it's still better than how much Tasha broke it out. It's like, hi, I'm Tasha. Guess what they did on my planet?
Well, just to bring it back to a little bit of sanity for a second, the one good thing, the one good takeaway from my perspective in this film was the effects and the Renegades ship. I really did like their ship.
The Icarus.
It almost gave it a feel of what's his name in Picard? What's it called? Is it
The Lost Arena?
Yeah, the Last Arena. It kind of gave me that kind of piratey, smuggler vibe, but it also reminded me a
Except for
little
less
bit.
Echeb murder.
It reminded me a little bit of the Prometheus from Star Trek Voyager. You remember that one with the quad nacelles?
Yep.
It was a beautiful looking ship, as was the USS Archer in this film. That was a beautiful ship. The bridge looked like they just ordered the set directly from AliExpress.
They probably should have put the soft filter on that one.
or just green screen it. I mean, this was filmed in what, 2015, 2016. Just green screen
Yeah.
the bridge, for God's sake. It would have been better, I think. Had they
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah,
I think as well, giving the ship the name Icarus kind of serves well, I guess, in terms of, I mean, this is going to go really
why did you go down in
stupid.
flames?
No, the symbolism of it, because all of these people used to be at like the height of their society, right? They used to be doing great things. They used to, they were living it up. And then it all came crashing down because they flew too close to the sun and, came crashing down.
And
Yeah.
They were all set up, every last one of them. Somebody set them all up so that they had to become renegades.
Maybe it was Grant Imahara.
Yes, it was Grant Imahara.
Yes.
Jesus.
So I think we can all agree that production wise, as far as the CG goes, was pretty decent.
Oh, it was solid.
Yeah.
I think the characters themselves were pretty decent. I just think they were completely either misused or underutilized. And the set production, the set decorations and whatnot. My biggest grief, it felt like when we were on the bridge of the Archer, I mean, like, I could have really gotten away with kind of how basic it looked, but seriously, it almost like they had the view screen on and there was like just like a sun, right in front of them. Like, there was such harsh shadows. Like, dude, like I don't know,
Salt boxes.
Box that thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, what the
And
hell?
also,
Really harsh. And I mean, that was worse than the Apple Store Enterprise. I mean,
the Apple Store Enterprise.
first thing I would do if I was on that bridge, I'd be like, would somebody put the hollow filter, like the shade on there? Can somebody close the shades or something? Or whatever.
Filter down.
Yeah. Can we
sorry, that was the soft filter.
It's like that scene. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with our previous production, The Odd Trick, there's a scene when Keurig, trying to make a cup of tea, blows a fuse, and it's just like, it's like that. That's kind of what it reminded me of. It's like, what happened? I don't know, man. But still, like, they could have put something to just soften that light. It really felt pretty harsh. Like, they just took a couple of light stands and just like, oh, I'll put one there and I'll put one there and just put them on blast.
You know what they needed?
The other thing as well,
lens flare.
No,
their view
Also,
screen, and they're like,
had enough for 3 JJ movies. Okay,
their view screen and their like kind of front visor on the command deck, very square. Like, it doesn't have that signature command deck curve.
It's a Tim Russ movie. Anyway,
what, they couldn't afford rounded windows?
Completely different thing. Something I noticed: some of their laser or phaser or whatever weapon they're shooting on the planet sounds like, I think they got their sounds from the original Battlestar Galactica.
Yes,
You heard it. I heard it.
I
know
heard it.
I know what those old laser pistols and
Yes.
weapons on the Cylon ship sound like.
You're absolutely right. I think you are right.
I've not watched OG Battlestar Galactica. I've watched the like what 2007 2008 reboot.
Which
But
is
I've not watched
cooler and
OG.
better, and yeah, it is retro as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
More
you don't
retro than
watch
Flash
you're-
Gordon.
yeah, no, not that retro.
Okay.
But yeah, it was. This is cool. We'll punch it up because Star Wars is popular. Although it came out, it was in production by the time Star Wars came out, but it rode the Star Wars wave full throttle. I know because that's one reason I watched it.
Yeah, I think in this movie they went for the silver Tim Russ package instead of the platinum.
No,
I think Of Gods and Men.
Gods and Men wasn't even. Of Gods and Men wasn't even the platinum Tim Russ. That was like
that was the cardboard
Tim
tier.
Russ.
Went for the lead package.
It's like taking a flight on Frontier. You know, like the flight.
No.
Like you want a soda? $15, please.
No, you
More
know
like
what?
picking a flight on Spirit Airlines.
Oh
Yeah, this both Tim Russ movies are like going on Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After they
something's so
close.
bad. You know something is so bad when the current administration won't even save it. So, but you're right. We do try to show that there are good things about this production. And we've talked about it. We've talked about it ad nauseum.
And I almost enjoyed this one.
But at the same time,
Almost.
it does one really fantastic thing that I will give to this movie is that it showed an evolution of the fan film. Okay. There were definite improvements between Of Gods and Men and this. Like absolute night and day differences. And that was something I was really impressed with.
Yeah, I mean, comparing
Almost
Renegades to Of Gods and Men, it's like Of Gods and Men is Mr. Pibb. Renegades is Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I like Dr. Pepper. Let's not do that.
What I'm trying to say is that Renegades is better than Of Gods and Men.
Well, okay, so
Well, that's easy.
how about this? Like Of Gods and Men was like Dr. K Cola. Anybody who knows, if you know, you know. And this one is Mr. Pibb.
I mean, I'll probably go as far to say is Of Gods and Men was post meltdown Chernobyl, and Renegades was the Fukushima plant in Japan just after the tsunami, but it wasn't a total catastrophe.
Yeah.
I was going to
Where's
make a different.
where does
I was
that
going to
put
make
Horizon?
a different comparison, but I don't think I should make it, considering we have two Americans here.
That's a good.
Go for it.
That's a really good.
Okay, fine. Of Gods and Men was 9/11.
I would say that it's important that we put all of these in perspective. I think Patrick was going to ask about how this rates with Horizon. So I apologize if I stole your thunder on that one, Patrick. But out of the three movies that we've rated so far, Of Gods and Men, Horizon, and now Renegades, what would be your 3, 2, 1?
Okay, three being Of Gods and Men, or one being Of Gods and Men.
Well, 3 is the lowest. So what is your worst being 3, your best being 1 so far? So far, and we still have one more episode.
Okay, so number 2 is going to be Renegades. Number 1 is going to be Horizon. I'm not even going to rate Of Gods and Men because let's be honest, it's always going to be 3. Or whatever the lowest number it is, it's going to be there. It's going to be the F tier. It's going to be the 0 out of 10. It's going to be, can I negative number this? It's going to be, yeah, you name it. That's where it's going to be.
What about you, James? What would you 3, 2, 1?
Well, if you remember when we were talking about this earlier, we were on a scale of 1 to 10. I think of Gods and Men is an insult to any of those numbers, but in terms of, I think we're doing the numbers a disservice by even ranking it. But yeah, same. So
fractions?
yeah, of Gods and Men obviously was the weakest. Is probably the most constructive way of saying it. Followed by Renegades, followed by Horizon. I think Horizon's been my favorite so far.
Kat, what about you?
To call of Gods and Men, to call of Gods and Men utter shit is an affront to all the poops that have come out of people's buttholes. It is the worst one.
Well, obviously. But what about the movies that aren't of Gods and Men?
Okay, if I was to rate them, Renegades is top tier, Horizon is just below.
Okay. Okay.
Depending on my ranking of film number 4, which we're covering next week, that may be subject to change.
Yeah, I do want to put one additional thing. I tend to rate Renegades and of Gods and Men lower because they are done by professionals. We've got people who know what they're doing that are not named Tim Russ doing their best with Tim Russ directing them.
Okay.
So,
George Lucas directing dialogue. We know where this is going.
Yeah, we're using the term professionals very loosely.
Well, they are. I mean, these Tim Russ films were done by people who are worked in the industry.
No, I get that. I just think
they did it on budget,
in the industry.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think, in all honesty, fan films should be exactly that: is produced, made, and acted by fans. I think one of the running themes that we've seen so far in the last 3 weeks, in the last 3 films that we've watched, is the one that is the strongest is those that have been left purely to fans.
Okay. I think I can wholly agree with that.
Yeah.
One thing I think we can say is that these productions that are done by people who do not work in the industry seem to be a lot more, I guess, faithful to the actual franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
100%.
so and that's what I've got. So I mean,
let's leave it to the real Renegades.
Yeah, my 3, 2, 1 it basically mirrors everybody else. Of Gods and Men is on the bottom. Renegades is second, and Horizon is number 1. But I will say that there is very little room between the number 1 and number 2 slot because, and again, I want to focus on at least as much of the positive as I can, is that despite the fact that we have had many negative critiques about this particular movie, there are still good things about it. It brought people together in the name of Star Trek, and that alone is worth a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Even though the number 2 was made by Tim Russ. Anyway.
Whatever. All right. Does anybody else have anything that they want to share? No?
Yeah, if I do, it's going to be more jokes at Tim's expense. We're sorry. We don't really hate you.
We love you, Tim Russ.
We love to just make fun of things, and
we love you in front of the camera. Behind the camera, it's
more of
it's different personality. It's a different. You know what? In front of the camera, Tim Russ. Behind the camera, Rim Tuss. We hate Rim Tuss.
So what you're saying is, in front of the camera, there are people who are tough and ruthless. Behind the camera, there are people who are rough and toothless.
Better than the
exactly.
Well, let's go.
All right. So that's it for Renegades, formerly Star Trek Renegades, because of the one Paramount pilfering prolapse who we shall not name. Did we get it right? Did we miss anything? Do you agree or disagree? Of course, let us know.
Thank you for joining us here on. There went my note. Treknicity. where we wonder as we wander through the Star Trek multiverse. I'm your host, Patrick.
I'm Lars.
I'm Roadhouse.
And I'm
Sorry, totally derailed it.
No, we're keeping that.
And I'm Cat.
No,
and I'm Kat, a member of the Renegades.
oh
Be
my
sure to
goodness.
like it. Oh,
There you go.
there we go. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Treknicity.com, as well as visiting all of our socials listed here, or find us on your favorite podcast service, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you have ideas for future episodes, please feel free to drop a comment in this video or DM us on any of our social media accounts.
And as always, remember to rock out. Ooh, I can do my fingers. Ooh, look at it. Pretty. Rock out with your Spock out. We'll see you for the next mission.